Welcome back. So I'm still with the national bestseller, Salvation, Black People and Love, written by Bell Hooks. And we're in chapter 4, Valuing Ourselves Rightly. Jumping in the past, by not attaching negative stigmas to material lack, Black people effectively refused to allow material status to determine substantive value. In our churches, we were constantly taught that being rich was not a virtue, that it was more virtuous to love one's neighbor and to share resources, that greed was a sin. As the church started to become a site for class mobility, as churches evolved from places of worship to corporations, institutions requiring more money, these values were no longer emphasized. When this reality was coupled with a turning away from religious teachings as a practical guide for one's life, Black folks of all classes began to buy into capitalist consumer thinking, which equated worth with material status and spreading the message that, quote, you are what you buy, end quote. The mass media, which had for the most part ignored the poor, showing us mostly the fictional lifestyles of the rich, began to tell everyone that to be poor was to be nothing. More than the racial assault, which Black folks were quick to recognize and resist, this type of thinking was demoralizing. It was also terribly dangerous. It helped create a social climate in poor and destitute Black communities where individuals were willing to rob, beat, and kill one another for material items. It helped lay the groundwork for the acceptance of a drug-based capitalist dog-eat-dog culture in poor communities where non-market values like sharing resources and neighborliness, which were once the norm, have been ridiculed, mocked, and all but erased. It has also laid the groundwork for unprecedented levels of petty envy and hostility in communities where folks had once been bounded by respect for shared circumstances rooted in hardship. There's more in the longer version, but tell me what you think, and thank you so much for listening.